Hello, hello, and good afternoon, my fellow ambitious change makers. So, today I want to share some insights on establishing a really powerful morning routine that not only kind of just sets the tone for a productive day, but it lays the foundation for long-term success. And the tools that I'm going to talk about are inspired by the teachings of Napoleon Hill. And today, I want to specifically explore how utilizing something that he calls the four pillars as a sort of integration of just self care into your morning routine can literally transform your life. It's pretty powerful. And for me, the journey to success truly begins with the simple act of just waking up early in the morning consistently. So, personally, I wake up at 6 a.m. like 7 days a week, rain, shine, doesn't matter. And this habit, it gives me a really solid 3 hour window that I can dedicate entirely to self care and purpose building. And it makes sure that my day starts off on the right foot, like every single time. Um, and it also it happens before all the noise of the world, right? Before the cell phone starts pinging, before I'm starting to get pulled in a million different directions. It's just that's my time is in the morning. I've also learned that beginning my day with physical activity, it definitely invigorates both my body and my mind. It gives me the boost, physically, mentally, emotionally, all across the board that I need to just kind of get going, right? So for me, it's dance fitness. I have to be having fun when I'm working out, or I just kind of won't do it. So it's just a fun way to move. It energizes me, it releases endorphins, and again, it just boosts my mood and gets me set up for the rest of the day. Right after I work out, I go right into guided meditation. And this part of my morning helps me to cultivate like stillness and clarity. It prepares my mind to navigate the day's challenges just with more ease and grace. And, again, this mental preparation is crucial before just the day's hustle and bustle begins. Plus, there's something that feels really good about moving right from that place of having like all those endorphins pumped up in my body to go from that to just like stillness. It's almost there's a little bit of a natural high in there. It feels good. So after that, my remaining hours are dedicated to my life's mission, which is building a business that aligns with my purpose. And this is where I apply another key tenet from Napoleon Hill's teachings, and that is the definiteness of purpose. And he believed that without a clear burning desire and a really specific goal, that your efforts will just kind of like scatter, right? So my morning business, that focus ensures that I'm always moving with intention towards that definite purpose, and I'm not just kind of reacting right to the day's demands. And then the fourth pillar, that's the learning with the mind. And that's just kind of a continuous just thread throughout my day. So whether it's through like listening to audiobooks, usually while I'm driving, or just sort of reflective thinking. Maybe if I get a minute, I could read a chapter out of a self-help book. But basically, I'm just constantly aiming to grow my mind, and this constant input of new ideas reinforces those positive neural pathways that we were talking about, and it ensures my mind remains fertile ground for innovation. So you might be thinking that sounds great, but how long until I actually feel these changes? Like, how long until this literally becomes second nature? And this is where Napoleon Hill's profound wisdom, especially from his 90 Days of Transformation concept, it truly connects with how like our brains work. So Hill, through his vast research, understood that consistency is the bedrock of mastery. And I'm going to repeat that again because this is important. And it's something I really had to kind of get, understand is that consistency is the bedrock of mastery. So he didn't just talk about setting goals, he emphasized the deliberate, persistent, and consistent application of certain principles to literally rewire your thinking, because this isn't just philosophy, like it's literally backed by science. Our brains are incredibly adaptable. There's a phenomenon that's called neuroplasticity. So when you consistently do a new habit like waking up early, exercising, meditating, whatever it might be, you're literally building new neural pathways. So imagine forging like a new trail through a dense forest. The first time is tough and you might kind of stumble, but the more you walk that trail, the clearer it gets. It gets easier to navigate until eventually it's a really well worn path that you can take almost without even thinking, right? And scientists tell us that it generally takes anywhere from 66 days to around $200 or $200. I'll take $200. 200 days for a new behavior to become truly automatic. So that means that those neural connections are firing like effortlessly, right? Without you even having to try. And that's why Hill's emphasis on a 90-day period for transformation is pretty spot on, because it's not just some sort of arbitrary number. It aligns perfectly with the time that our brains need to truly cement these new patterns. So when I committed to my morning routine, I didn't just commit to it for a week or two. I am about a month and a half through this 3 month long journey of consistent repetitive implementation of the four pillars. And while I am just halfway of the way through the 90 days of transformation, I am finding that I'm already experiencing it. Like by committing to these morning habits and by understanding the neuroscience behind consistency and by applying Napoleon Hill's principles, I'm able to really kind of lay a rock solid foundation for my daily success and productivity. So it's about intentionally wiring your brain for victory. Just one consistent morning or even step at a time, because it's okay to start very small. Like I am just personally, like the way God wired me is I'm super balls to the wall kind of person, which can be good, but it can also be discouraging, like if my expectations are too high. So I'm working on finding the balance in that too. But like if this just feels overwhelming to you and you're just like, oh my gosh, that's a lot, then maybe just choose like one of the pillars, just one of them, and start to implement a daily habit around it. And just keep in mind that it's not the size of the step you take or the amount of the steps. What matters the most, again, is the consistency in taking steps, even if they're very small. Or, like, even if a step that you take today isn't as big or any bigger than the step you took yesterday, maybe it's a lot smaller because the day got away from you or you're really struggling with motivation. It doesn't matter. Just keep on taking a step in that category that you're wanting to focus. A step, a step, just one step every day. Doesn't matter how big, doesn't matter how small. You just take the step and you take it with intention. And, that's what will affect a change. I mean, it really will. So that being said, we need to always remember that there's really important piece in all this, and that is that with God as our foundation, we are literally transformed in every way, like in unimaginable ways, ways that bring Him glory, and ultimately in ways that build His kingdom far beyond what our own limited thoughts can conceive. So keep pushing, my fellow wealth warriors. Keep striving, keep stretching, and do not lose heart, for the Lord our God is with us. He can and will provide us with the strength, the diligence, and the discipline that we need to literally do anything. We need only ask Him. So today I'm going to end with a question, and that is, what is just one, even if really small, morning habit that you have that truly sets you up for a great day? Or what's one habit that maybe you're just excited to try? So that is it for today. Bye for now, my fellow wealth warriors, and take care. Bye.